offensive struggles that you hadn't really had as much at home hit you again today. Any ideas why, what?
Well, seemingly they were all short. That's not what killed us. What killed us is we've got a guy pinned on the sideline. We back off of him for some reason. I have no idea why we would do that. And he makes a three, and then we leave a guy who we said don't leave. He steps into another three, and then we have a guy split a trap, which is a no-no. Shoots it and goes and gets his own rebound. Tips it in for a three-point play and goes from 4 to 13.
Is it energy level or not understanding that's the problem on that defensive end?
I thought our energy was okay at the end of the game.
The players said that too. They said they need to have that energy from beginning to end.
So we need to know where our man is. We need to follow the scouting report. When they're told don't leave somebody, then don't leave them. When they're told press up on them and make them bounce it, they need to press up on them and make them bounce it. But they made shots. You got to give them credit. They made shots. We broke down. They made shots. When they broke down, we didn't make shots. We got nothing inside.
What happened on the play before the half where they came back after and took points away?
Something happened with the clock. I don't know.
Okay.
Don't ask me those questions. You cost me money. You won't pay my fine?
I work for the newspaper, man. I can barely pay that.
Well, then don't ask me those damn questions.
So Bob, how do you get them to bounce back? Is there a way, or they got to do it themselves?
Well, I mean, you would hope that we've got enough fight to us that we do bounce back. I don't know. I'd have to go back to, the early days, I think, before we've ever lost 4 in a row. I mean, most of the time, guys, at least my guys, get on a losing streak, they come out like ready to fight. We didn't have a lot of fight to us. Maybe it's the kind of guys we got good guys. I keep telling you that. We got really, they're good people. I mean, they do a lot of really good things in the community.
Do you have a leader that on the court or during games can kind of seize it and drag guys along with them?
If you want to blame a leader, blame me. That's my responsibility. I just, I thought we were okay. We had a really good practice on Thursday, probably the best practice we've had in a long, long time. And then Friday wasn't near as good, but it wasn't terrible. And then, we come out today and we did a lot of things out of character too, some of the shots Derek took, he hasn't taken shots like that. Passes it back out and reestablishes. I think sometimes you press too much. I think he was trying to press too much, was trying to score it from the inside for it. I mean, but you stand there and you watch us miss shot after shot after shot from the perimeter, and you're an inside guy, you say throw it in here, And it was physical down there.
What
Coach,
happened with Oscar today? It seemed like he got off to a pretty good start, and it just stopped.
I don't think I saw, or our bench saw, him having as good a start as you did. Two ends to the floor.
Coach, you've obviously tried a lot of different things, whether it be lineups, putting this guy here, you know, pressing a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Is there really any viable options that you haven't tried yet?
Not that I can think of.
Right.
I mean, we've tried to play 1-3-1. We've tried to play 3-2. We've tried to play 1-1-3. We've tried to play a lot of stuff. We just got to do it better. We just gotta find something that they're a hard matchup, Justin, because Doolittle can play inside and out.
Right.
And so now, and Manic stands out there in the corner, and then you get guys, you know, particularly our big guys, and most big guys, young big guys, I mean, they've stood under the basket their whole life. And now we're asking them to go out there, and too many times they forget. And we've tried to guard ball screens every which way imaginable. They started slipping them, and you know, our guys were supposed to go with them, and they didn't go, and so you know, our coaching staff thought that switching would be the way to go. I've never switched. I didn't want to switch because I've never done it, but I thought, what the heck? I mean, we haven't been able to guard it any other way, and it wasn't a very good idea.
That was today.
That was today. We switched everything. But you know, I mean, the thought was we thought we could front Doolittle in a post, or Manic, or whomever it was, and we could front them in a post, and we could get help from behind. But they shot the ball so well that if they skipped it out of there, you couldn't get from under the basket out to get to them. And honestly, he just overpowered us in there. I mean, we just couldn't keep him from catching it where he wanted to catch it.
Well, but in the end, you've tried everything, but nothing is going to work until you make shots. Is that fair enough? I mean,
Well, that would sure help, Bob. I mean, that would help considerably. But you know, when you miss as many shots as we've missed, I mean, we've got guys on our team that are 1 for their last 27, maybe something like that. I mean, it gets to you, you know, and so I don't think you play as hard defensively, you know. I look down our bench, you know, and I mean, we got a whole bunch of guys with their heads down, and if I missed that many, I'd had my head down too, I think.
Is there any way you can get those heads perked up and enthusiastic?
I don't think, at least before this game, where our enthusiasm wasn't a problem. You know, and it's one thing to go out and stand there with nobody else in the gym and shoot shots and make them, and than there is when there's 14,000 people in there counting on you to make them. And you know, and guys, let me tell you something. Here's the reality. The reality is we're playing a whole bunch of first-year guys. We just played a team that have a whole bunch of veterans that are really good. And you know, they persevered through more things than what we did, and then it got out of hand. But we just don't have, you know, Jermaine's a senior, but Jermaine's in his second year here. And Chase hasn't played all that much. Chase has been phenomenal for us. I mean, terrific. But we've got 3 seniors that, and really, well, I don't think we even start a senior. Jermaine, but Jermaine's a 2-year guy. We just don't, they haven't been through this before. And you know, and you're talking about the best guy on their high school team, or we wouldn't have recruited him. And you know what they do with the best guy on the high school team, right? They tell him, stay away from everybody, don't foul, we need you on offense. So they never really guard. They never learn how to guard.
But there we're saying that the run with the youth that you're dealing with, that experience, the run that you guys went on early in the year, November, December, early January, does that make this even more?
We made shots, Justin.
Right.
We made shots. We beat Ohio State in Cleveland. Great win. You know what we did? We made shots. Deuce made shots. We flattened him out and just said, go play, young fella. And he made shots. We haven't had anybody make shots like that since.
Right.
I mean, if you think about it, Justin, I mean, you say we went on that run, but you think about the Nichols game came down to the end, the Akron game came down to the end. How many of those games came right down to the bitter end?
That was down.
Yeah, why? Because we couldn't make shots. And we made a conscious effort to go recruit guys who could make shots. I mean, there's not a college coach in America that would tell you Sean McNeil's not a really good shooter. Taz is a good shooter. We consciously try to recruit some shooters. For whatever reason, they're not making shots. I mean, as good a shooter as Chase is, if you think about it, I mean, he's shooting 58% from the foul line, something like that. And he's a good shooter. He's worked really, really, really hard at it.
Anything else?
Coach Rod Thorne, obviously you didn't get to see the ceremony, but I'm sure you guys have had time to talk throughout this season. Any comments about that, having his jersey number retired?
Oh, it's long overdue. It's long overdue. We don't do as good a job of cherishing our past as what maybe we should. You know, when I came back, the Coliseum looked exactly the way it looked when I left in 1977. It hadn't changed. We didn't have a place to practice, just like we didn't have a place to practice when I left. When I came back, we still did. And, you know, and we had a deal for Jerry as well, we should. But then you walk around there, and you never saw anything about Huntley, really. You never saw anything about Thorne, really. You never saw anything about Fritz Williams or Will Robinson or any of those people. And there were ones before that, but I wasn't born yet. So, you know, I just think that, you know, we've got such a, we don't do a very good job of being proud of the tradition that we've had here. And when you think about it, you think back. If you want to start with Huntley, West Virginia guy, West Virginia guy, Rod Thorne, West Virginia guy, Fritz Williams, West Virginia guy, Will Robinson, we got him all the way from across the border in Uniontown. They're all our people, man, you know, and we just haven't, and that was part of the push for the practice facility, to have a place where we actually could honor them. I mean, we got John Racy was kind enough to let us borrow the ball from the NIT champions, our only national championship. It's, you can see it, it's in the practice facility. And we got the basket from the field house in there. We've got the first scoreboard from the field house in there. So, you know, we're trying to do those things, but we need to do a much, much better job. And really, you know, because those guys we've already lost Hot Rod. You know, everybody's kind of getting up in age. I mean, when I think about it, I was a little kid, you know, when those guys were playing. Now I'm 66, how old are they? Think about it. I told Rod today, you know, I grew up out there in Doug Hill, and I sat on my grandfather's lap and listened to the games. And my mom had always made me take a bath before the game so I could go to bed right after the game. Well, I get so excited, you know, sitting there listening to, and at that time it was Rod and his team, and I wanted to go get some shots. My grandpa said, go ahead, you know, and you go out in the garage. Well, the garage was the coal bin. And that's where you stored the coal. So I'm out there hoping, you know, at halftime, and I go in there and I'm coal dust head to toe. My mom's pissed off, and my grandpa thinks it's cute, and I get thrown in a tub for, you know, another dousing, and go back and listen to the second half of my grandfather. So, you know, I've got an appreciation for what those guys did, certainly for this university and for this state. And they're powerful guys. When you think about it, you're just not talking about three guys that are in our Hall of Fame. You're talking about three guys that are in the National Basketball Hall of Fame. That's something now.
Good, thank you.
Yep.